With the MCU on a kick of bringing back old characters like Doctor Doom, it's kinda clear they're feeling a bit shaky about their movies bombing left and right. Sure, they've had some hits, like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and shows like Loki and Moon Knight are top-notch, but still, you get the idea. That's why Deadpool's joke about Disney making him keep going until he's 90 hits home. It's not just about Wolverine, it applies to Iron Man too. We know he's returning as a Doctor Doom variant, but today we're asking, what's the deal with Skaar, Hulk's son? Will we see him in other MCU projects or maybe even a standalone movie? Here's everything we know about a potential Skaar movie in the MCU. As we know, the MCU's Skaar and the Skaar in Marvel Comics are totally different. If we need to spell it out, the MCU made him look pretty soft and uncool compared to his brutal comic book counterpart who gives off serious reality check vibes. One of the latest stories we have on the Hulk in the MCU involves Red Hulk in Captain America: Brave New World, starring Harrison Ford as Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. And before anyone asks, what about She-Hulk? Let's clear that up. She-Hulk, while great, doesn't fully embody the core essence of the Hulk name. We already have a smart Hulk with Bruce Banner, so it's not like we're lacking in that department. Now let's get back to Skaar. What happened to him in the MCU after She-Hulk Attorney at Law? The MCU might be planning to show Skaar in Avengers 5 Doomsday, helping the Avengers fight RDJ's Doctor Doom. On the flip side, we could see him in the second season of She-Hulk Attorney at Law. There are also rumors about a Hulk movie in the MCU, but it's not about our smart Bruce Banner. So who else? Well, it could be Hulk's son, Skaar. Once, the CEO of Marvel, Kevin Feige, was asked about a standalone Hulk movie. Here's what he said. Yeah, Kevin was like, "What would you like to do?" And he said, "What would you do if you had a standalone Hulk movie?" I said, "Well, I'd like to take him from this raging maniac to kind of this integrated character." And he's like, "Okay, we'll do that over the course of 4 movies. We'll never give you a standalone Hulk. I don't mean to burst your bubble, but that's just not going to happen, so we'll do it over 4 movies. How does that sound?" As far as I know, when asked if it's still true that Marvel Studios doesn't want to do a Hulk movie, he added, "I can talk more about it, but I've been told not to." His words made it clear why the idea of a Hulk solo movie was a no-go in the past. However, his refusal to clarify if that's still the case now, and his instructions not to talk about it, seem to tease that there's something interesting brewing. Given Ruffalo's willingness to explain past issues, it's unclear why he wouldn't do the same for the present unless there's a change coming. Now that they've brought back RDJ, anything is possible in the MCU, with the multiverse saga in full swing. A Skaar movie might just be another hidden wild card. With all these possibilities, the MCU has endless opportunities to surprise us. Skaar could be set up for a significant role, whether it's in a team-up movie like Avengers 5 Doomsday, another season of She-Hulk, or even a standalone project. The multiverse opens doors to countless storylines and character revivals, and Skaar could very well be a big part of that future. If we see a standalone Skaar movie in the MCU, they need to bring some of the coolest elements from the comics to make up for what they've done to him so far. One of the best story arcs they could draw from is Planet Hulk. In the comics, Skaar emerged from the events in Planet Hulk, which is one of the best Hulk storylines ever. The Illuminati cast Hulk into space after he destroyed Las Vegas, and he crashed on Skaar. There, he met and fell in love with Caiera the Old Strong, a powerful woman who later gave birth to Skaar. In a solo movie, we could finally see who his mother is, as Skaar owes a great deal to her. While her identity remains a mystery in the MCU for now, the comics give a good idea of how live action might handle her story. In the comics, Hulk led a rebellion against the Red King and won over Caiera in the process. She married him and gave birth to their son, Skaar. Tragically, Caiera died when the spaceship Hulk arrived on Skaar and exploded. She used her skill in the Old Power, a Skaarian mystical force, to protect her son with her energy. Her death had significant ramifications for Hulk, Skaar, and the entire Marvel Universe. Bringing this storyline to the MCU would not only do justice to Skaar's character, but also introduce a rich and emotional backstory that could add depth to future movies. And the MCU hasn't shown Skaar's powers yet, which are pretty awesome. Skaar gained the Old Power from his mother, giving him extraordinary abilities that the MCU would likely leverage. He can manipulate the Earth in all its forms, including stone and lava. This ancient power also allows him to speak through the ground, giving him knowledge of Skaar's memory deep into the past. The old power also gives Skaar a terrifying capacity for destruction, like when he nearly demolished an active nuclear power plant in Ohio when he first landed on Earth. Bringing these abilities to the screen would make for some epic moments and really showcase what makes Skaar such a unique and powerful character. It would also add another layer to the MCU's ever-expanding roster of superheroes and villains. Another interesting storyline from the comics involves Skaar and the coming of Galactus, which could potentially be featured in the upcoming Fantastic Four movie. The film, which is shaping up with a fantastic cast, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic, Ralph Ineson as Galactus, and Julia Garner and Eben Moss-Bacharach in undisclosed roles, might also see a surprising appearance by RDJ's Doctor Doom at the end. In the comics, there's a storyline where the Silver Surfer, once one of Galactus's most powerful heralds, warns Skaar that Galactus intended to consume Skaar. Instead of using his power to help evacuate the planet, Skaar threatened to destroy it himself. This act hinted at a potentially villainous path for Skaar. Ultimately, Skaar did deliver Skaar to Galactus, but his anger proved futile against the cosmic entity. Galactus then cast him through a wormhole to Earth. While the MCU might chart a different course for Skaar's journey to Earth in live action, these comic connections could still influence his storyline. It would be intriguing to see how the MCU integrates these elements and how Skaar's potential villainous traits might play into future films. Continuing from there, integrating Skaar's comic book history with Galactus into the MCU could add a complex layer to his character. If the MCU chooses to follow some of these comic threads, it could lead to a fascinating storyline where Skaar's conflicted nature and his past decisions come into play. In the comics, Skaar's initial villainous tendencies and his ultimate failure against Galactus could be powerful elements to explore. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below. Oh, and we almost forgot to mention, Skaar is played by Wil Deusner in the MCU.